thanks to McLaren.
Yeah.
The 33-44 gang has
we all have
has
a
been
common
steadily
enemy.
growing,
We have a common enemy.
They got that blood crip picture with the bandanas tied together.
The red Ferrari flag and the blue Red Bull flag.
Yeah, exactly.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Around the Circuit, Apollo Media's Formula One podcast. As always, I'm Junior, joined by my boys Mark and Ivan. We are back. The summer break is over. It is race week once again. We are in the Netherlands, Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. We're excited. A lot of news came out today.
Yeah.
It's Max's home race. As y'all know, I am a big Max fan, so I went all out, got the hat, got the shirt. It's his second to last home race. The track is only on the calendar for another 2 years, this year and next year.
Yeah.
And then it's off the F1 calendar for the foreseeable future. But before we get too far into today's episode talking about Cadillac and Zandvoort, as you can see, our setup is a little bit different today. We're in a little different part of the studio. That is because if you tuned in yesterday, you saw that we had the draft lottery for the Pretzelized Apollo Fantasy Football League. All your favorite podcasts through the Apollo Media Podcast Network are teamed up and competing against each other this year in fantasy football. Thanks to our wonderful people at Pretzelized. Last night we had the draft lottery. Unfortunately, out of 8 teams, you want to hold up the number, Mark? We got pick number 7. It is what it is. Lucky number 7. We're going to roll with the punches. We got a couple of fantasy championships between us. Personally, I know Ivan is a reigning champ right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I've had like 2 or 3 championships in my fantasy career since 2018. So, hey, that's when I started playing. So it should be fun. Thursday, Houston time, 7 p.m. Central time, Thursday on Apollo HOU YouTube, we are going to be live streaming the draft. It's going to be a fun, interactive draft where if you participate in the chat, there's going to be ways to make people skip draft picks, make people drop draft picks, make people trade draft picks. It's going to be real fun. It's going to be intense. There's going to be pretty much everybody that can be here in person is going to be here in person to do this draft. We're going to have lots of Pretzelized snacks, your favorite football snack, and yeah, we'll have some people calling in from out of town as well. It's gonna get crazy, I feel like.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, we had a decent amount of people here last night.
Yeah, last night was a decent amount of people. It's going to be even more on Thursday. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to make sure you tune in Thursday. It's going to be huge. It's going to be fun. You're going to be able to participate if you're in the chat. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is probably one of my favorite fantasy football leagues I've been a part of already. Because it's not just one person running the team. The 3 of us will be running and support and representing around the circuit. So come support us at the very least.
Yeah.
Or if you want to support another podcast here at Apollo, by all means, hey, just come through, hang out with us.
But we prefer it if you support us.
Yeah, come support around the circuit.
Please.
With that being said, I guess the biggest news coming into this morning, I woke up and the post was maybe 20 minutes old. Cadillac did not waste any time after ESPN came out with a report. Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Checo Perez are your drivers for Cadillac Formula One team.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I know a lot of people are going to talk mess. They're calling it the unction.
The unction.
They're calling it the oldest team on the grid because it is. I think I saw a graphic that said the combined age for that team is 71 years old. There's a lot of experience between those two. A lot of winning.
Yes.
A lot of podiums. A lot of Constructors' Championships. I mean, Valtteri Bottas was Lewis Hamilton's right-hand man during his reign. Yeah. Checo Perez was Max Verstappen's right-hand man during his reign.
Yep.
Hey, man. It's the team of number 2s.
It's the team of number 2s.
We'll find out who the number 1 of the number 2s is going to be next year when the calendar hits. But as another American team, I'm excited. Yeah. I mean, I know Mark's excited to have Checo back. I'm excited to have Checo back. Ivan?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to have Checo and Valtteri back. Yeah. I think both of them deserve to have a spot on the grid. So, I mean, this is the whole purpose of having a new team.
Yeah,
for absolutely. This exact reason. So I'm excited for both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think they're fan favorites for the most part. huge fan bases between the two of them. As a rookie team coming onto the grid at Cadillac, you can't really ask for much more experience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in both winning and just driving and racing in general. Those guys have been around a very long time. We'll see how long we get that team, but I'm excited to see what they do in 2026 because it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, we can't say enough about the announcement. Keanu Reeves narrating it.
Well, he's doing like a documentary type thing
with
the team for like the first season. So that was just really cool to see, to wake up and see that news. Immediately, I grabbed the Checo hat and was like, yep, so we're waiting for the pod.
I can't wait till the merch drops because Cadillac number 11 hat will be on my dome at some point next season.
Oh, yeah.
At least for the Mexican Grand Prix, if not
more.
I mean, it's going to be fun. Yeah, huge news. We had our speculations. We figured, we heard back and forth. It's going to be Checo. It's going to be Valtteri. Maybe they're looking at a rookie. Maybe they're looking at IndyCar drivers. We heard Colton Herta. We heard, who else was it?
Alex Palou was one of them.
Palou.
And then also Pato, I know, has been interested in F1 for years. He's always entertaining offers from Formula One, but until he gets the offer he wants, I know he'll never come over. So,
and I know our dream team was Pato and Checo. Would have been the huge Mexican-American team. Yeah. But can't get much better than Valtteri at the end of the day. There was so many names, and we saw Felipe Dragovich being thrown out there. It was just a ton of names, Mick Schumacher, that circulated that team until we finally got the announcement this morning. I don't know, man. I just can't say enough because I'm excited to see what they do, man.
Yeah, throughout this entire time, we basically knew what this lineup could be, but now that it's official, we've seen it. It's like man, just seeing it official, it makes it even more.
Like we knew,
better.
But now we know. And so, man, it's just, I don't know. As I said, I'm just excited.
Oh yeah,
can't wait to get. So, as like I said, we're here in Houston. We're in America.
Yeah.
F1 fan base draws across the world. Being here in America, we've always had, well, not always, but we've had Haas for many years now as the American team. But Cadillac, man. Cadillac it hits a little bit different.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you got backers like Mario Andretti,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be huge.
I've seen some people also, a little bit complain that, they wish that these two spots had gone to young drivers, but I don't know. In my eyes, when you're starting a team from scratch pretty much, that's not the situation for a young, if it was like a Sauber situation where Audi was taking over, then you can afford to have a younger driver because that team's already been established.
Yeah.
You're literally starting from scratch. You're not even making your own engines at Cadillac yet.
Yeah.
So you need experience there. So I can understand why they went this route.
Absolutely.
Plus, it's not like we didn't just get, 6 rookies this year? We got to have some experience somewhere on the grid, y'all.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet from Will Buxton. Shout out, Will. He, I'm not going to lie, I miss him out on the F1 grid.
Oh, yeah.
He's killing at Indy. But I did see a tweet from him this morning that said, as a rookie team, you want somebody to come in that can handle the pressure, that can handle that knows what they're doing in a car so that you can work on everything else behind the scenes. You want somebody that's going to give them proper feedback, that's going to be able to test these cars, push the cars to the limit and be like, okay, this needs to change. It's hard for a rookie to come in and do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 2 drivers with this amount of experience. It's huge. And, we saw, maybe we want an experienced driver and a rookie driver, a young driver. Maybe we want 2 young drivers to start off fresh. Maybe we want 2 experienced. They went with the 2 experienced, and you see where their focus is. Okay, we got good drivers. We got drivers that know how to win races. We got drivers that know how to put points on the board, that know how to hit podiums. Now let's work together and let's build a championship car. Because at the end of the day, they're not here to fight the midfield.
Yeah.
They're here to win championships. And what better drivers than to have, at least for your first year or first 2 years, to give you all the feedback and data you're going to need to say, okay, this is where we're at. Let's keep building.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had a new team on the grid. So this is huge.
Yeah, these guys have proven themselves over the past few years, especially both being at Red Bull and Mercedes in those years where they were competing at the top. Checo and Bottas were right behind Lewis and Max.
Yeah.
At the top of the field. So you're bringing that experience with 2 great drivers in a new team. I'm done. I can't.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna
be amazing.
So I gotta ask, and it's hard to say because we don't really know much about what the cars are going to be like in 2026, much less what a new team's going to be like. But with a driver lineup like they have, where do y'all predict or expect Cadillac to be fighting when they hit the grid in 2026?
Ivan, you can.
Man, that's a hard one because obviously sight unseen of the car, it's hard to tell. But I would go with their best optimism, and that I would say hopefully 6 to 8 range is where they would want to be for their first season. So pretty much like an Aston Martin right now would be like their best end goal for the season.
Okay.
I just hope that they're not in like the 9th or 10th spot. But I do think that they have the ability to be in the 8th to 6th spot for a first season and then work your way up from there too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was going to have the similar answer. You know, obviously the dream, I think for a first year is up in the midfield. But I think, you should just be, with the first year, definitely 6th through 8th is like probably the best you're going to get. Unless, somehow this car is just fantastic. Yeah. I think you set a realistic goal for your first year. You learn from it, and then you move on to the next year and you see what you can do.
Yeah. I think it's worth noting, too, Cadillac is new to F1, but they're not new to motorsports.
Yeah.
They're not new to racing. They have built a pretty strong race car and race team over in the endurance category.
Yeah.
We've seen them. They took pole this year at
Le Mans.
Yeah.
If that can translate in any kind of way over to F1, that would be huge. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not like they're getting new into the sport or into motorsports in general. They're new into F1, but they're not new into motorsports. So if they could translate that at any some sort of fashion, it's going to be huge. Absolutely. They could absolutely surprise us.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I know I'd love to see that.
6th to 8th is realistic. I want to see them fighting like 5, 6. Peaking at the top 4 teams.
That's what I was saying.
We know the top 4 teams right now are McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes. If they start trying to fight with them, hey man, especially with the uncertainties of Red Bull and their Ford engines next year. God, who knows, man? It's gonna be weird. I mean, there's so much uncertainty around the new regs too, that it's hard to predict. It's not, we're getting the flat floors back. It's just so much change going into next year that they could surprise us. They very well could surprise us.
Absolutely.
There's just so many unknowns about next season because, I mean, Red Bull has had this run with the Honda engines, Honda switching to Aston Martin. Eventually, that money's got to start hitting for Aston Martin, so you don't know what's going on with them. Red Bull making their own engines for the first time. The Ferrari engine could be the best engine, and then you never know. That could set Cadillac off to being the number 2 team on the grid before you even know it.
It's been like a theme throughout the entire year. We're getting information like, oh, this engine's going to be great. This team has the best.
Well,
we're going to have no idea.
Here, just this yesterday and today that Helmut Marko was saying that all the numbers are starting to look really, really good, and that Red Bull could be back at the top next year.
Yeah.
There's speculation that Mercedes is downplaying their engine, that they could be, which we already expect them to be a favorite. If they're downplaying, could be huge, like it's just so much speculation, so much he said, she said, rumors. I mean, F1 rumors fly daily.
Yeah.
But we're getting, we got 10 races left in this season. The championships the construction championships all but written off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus is 2026 now for a lot of these teams.
Yeah. I think, especially with Red Bull, after all this Max stuff has happened, I think his mentality is, like, obviously we know Mercedes, any other team, he's not going. I think he's sticking it out with Red Bull for 2026. And, man, forget going to another team, man. If we go into 2026 and this Red Bull car isn't great, because all Max does is want to compete for the championship, man, it could be bye for Max for Formula One. Like, man, it's shown that he doesn't want to go to any other team. He wants to stick it out with Red Bull. So if Red Bull doesn't have that good car, man, Max is talking about how he doesn't want to be in the sport for like a Fernando Alonso.
We say that, but then here recently he said something about, I could be racing at like 30. You know, he said something about like, well, I'll be 34, 35. I still see myself racing.
Yeah.
And so it goes against everything he said.
Yeah.
You know, maybe now that he has his new child, he's getting adjusted to, you know, the parenthood of, you know, and all that stuff. Maybe he's seeing, okay, there is more of a balance. I can keep racing. Who knows, man? As somebody who has kids, life changes so fast when you have kids, like, and it doesn't stop. So I can only imagine being a professional athlete, much less an F1 driver where you're constantly flying across the world every other week. It'd be nuts. But that aside, I think he goes to a new team before he leaves the sport. I think if 2026 Red Bull doesn't compete, he goes to a new team, whoever wants him, maybe Mercedes, maybe Ferrari with Lewis or something. I don't know.
Man, who knows at this point?
You never know anymore. But I could see him trying out another team before he finally says, you know what, maybe it's just time for me to call it quits. Because he doesn't want to be in the sport forever, but maybe he's going to be around longer than we expect.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
He's scarily following the Sebastian Vettel timeline, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it is to a T the way he's following it right now. Like, if he leaves next year, he will literally have completed the Sebastian Vettel Red Bull timeline.
Yep.
Like, it is insane how close he is with Vettel on that.
Man, that's going to be nuts. So we got Cadillac. We got Checo back. We got Bottas back. I mean, he was a reserve driver this year, but he's going to be on the grid regularly. One of the 22 drivers. 22, not 20. 22 drivers, you know.
It's weird to say, you know, we've gotten so used to 20 now. All of a sudden, we're going to 22.
Now, all of a sudden, maybe championships get tighter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so excited for 2026 just because we talked about last week in our mid-season award show that we just have none of us really have much to look forward to in our teams except for maybe surprise win here or there already this season. You know, these last 10 races that 2026 is looking fun.
I have a feeling I know the answer to this question, but I did want to ask, who do y'all think out starting the season at least is the number one at Cadillac now?
That's going to be the big question.
Because, I mean, technically Valtteri has the most wins out of the two. You could make the argument he was with the better team, so I'm pretty sure Checo's the more popular out of the two.
Isn't Bottas going to serve a 5-grid penalty?
No.
They had to make a rule change.
Is that past 12 months, so after a year.
Because I saw that, and then after that, I saw they're like, oh, wait, no, he is going to serve. And I'm
so he was supposed to, but then the new rule is that if it's past a year, the penalty gets dropped. So he won't serve the penalty to start the 2026 season.
Two things on
funny
Twitter,
as that would have been.
That would have been amazing.
To answer your question, Ivan, it's hard, man. I think it's going to be another McLaren situation where we're going to see who comes out and performs the best off the rip. You know, we don't know. Like I said, we talked about, we don't know what kind of car they're going to get. They could surprise us, but I think they're going to go in and be like, okay, look, you guys both have many years, many wins, many drives of experience. Bottas, you are the older and more experienced. Checo, you are the more popular. Let your driving do the talking.
Yeah.
Show me who's number one out of the number twos.
Yeah. That way, by the time you're at mid-season, they're like, okay, this guy's doing better than the other, so we're going to focus on him.
If not sooner than mid-season, you know? It could be an Aston Martin situation where one driver just isn't up there as much as the other, you know? I think it's hard to say now, but I think it's just going to be like another McLaren situation where they're going to have to prove on the track in those first few races who the number one is before I think the team chooses.
Yeah. And I mean, both of these drivers have done good at midfield teams before.
Yeah.
I know a lot of fans are newer, but you got to remember, like, Bottas was at Williams, doing good at Williams the last time they were good back then, and then Checo got his first win with Racing Point at the Bahrain race. So, I mean, both of these drivers, when they were last in a midfield team, were doing great. So they have the experience. They're not just front runner drivers who were promoted only throughout like good teams. So they've got the skill there.
Exactly. Man, the battle of number twos for number one spot. It's
It's crazy seeing Max and Lewis fans get a fight and get a dog in this fight too. They're like, we're gonna show which one of our number twos was actually better. And I'm like, dog, y'all won all the championships. What are y'all competing still? Like, what the hell?
Hey man,
Max and Lewis fans especially on Twitter will find a reason to fight with each other.
Oh, yeah.
No reason.
I don't know. Lately they've been teaming up a lot thanks to McLaren.
Yeah.
The 33-44 gang has
We
been,
all have
has
a
been
common
steadily
enemy.
growing.
We have a common enemy.
They got that blood crip picture with the bandanas tied together.
The red Ferrari flag and the blue Red Bull flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Did the flags right now? We're just
Exactly.
Tied up. Yeah, man. So we're going into Zandvoort this weekend. We're back on the grid. We're back on the racetrack. It's Max's home race. There is going to be a ton of orange in the stands. Yeah. My dream race to attend, if somehow I manage to pull it off, I'll be there next year, 2026.
Yeah.
Just to say I was there. If not, then I'll have to go to like his second home race in Austria or something, go to Spa or somewhere where Max fans are very prevalent. But yeah, Zandvoort hits a little bit different. Max has won it multiple times. Lando won last year.
Yeah,
I think that's when Lando won by
Simply Lovely.
Yeah, he won by like 40 seconds and pulled the Simply Lovely card on.
Bit him in the ass.
Yeah. Hey man, karma, baby. Karma is sweet. Yeah, man. I want Max to win. This is his home race. He needs another win. He's only had 2 this year.
Yeah.
I want it. I need it. It's probably not going to happen unless there's some magic that comes out of this.
Some Zandvoort magic. I don't know.
I guess the headlines are coming into Zandvoort are going to be, what do the McLarens do? Yeah. How big does the fight get? Like I said, this is one of the last 10 races. Where are Mercedes and Ferrari, in the mix? Yeah. And can Max and Yuki pull that car out of the dirt and salvage what's left of the season?
Yeah. I feel like that is a big question between the McLarens. We're getting into the last 10 races. If they don't start fighting each other, we're not going to get a championship fight like people want.
No.
Especially like
last 10 races and there's a 9-point gap.
Yeah.
It should be getting real.
Both of them should be like, okay.
Look at 2021 and look at what Max and Lewis did to each other.
They were trying to kill each other every chance they could.
They were parking their cars on top of each other, literally.
Yes, do that.
Now,
do you want this championship or not?
Step it up, Oscar.
Step it up. Lando, you know what to do. Just crash right in.
How are we feeling, though? How are we feeling going into Zandvoort? I know we kind of had a huge therapy session on last week's episode during the
much needed
mid-season awards, but what are we thinking going into Zandvoort, the last stretch of the season? Some big tracks, some big races.
Yeah.
Like I said, Zandvoort's one of my favorites, so I'm sad it's going to be leaving the calendar. Yeah. The banking on that track
so good.
It's so good. Driving it backwards on F1 25.
Yeah.
Oh man,
insane.
It's
so fun.
It's
so fun.
So like I said, it's a favorite track of mine. It's huge. What are we thinking, boys? What are we feeling?
I mean, I've already said it. The battle between the McLarens. It's a need. 2021, we need it. But I mean, obviously, just wanting to see what Ferrari can do towards the end of the year. Maybe get a podium, maybe a win. Hopeful thinking with everything that's going on. Hopefully, Adami is gone. But
no news on that yet.
Just looking forward to 2026. But these upcoming races, excited to see something happen. Yeah. Literally anything, different winner. Somebody you wouldn't expect to see on the podium, like maybe a Nico Hülkenberg, like a Carlos Sainz or Alex Albon and Williams.
Need a Yuki podium before the season's up.
I would love to see that was one of the surprises I said last week was Yuki to do better because that car is not helping.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just something interesting, something cool to happen, like a Nico Hülkenberg podium.
I think this is the race where we finally start to see the gloves come off. I feel like both of the drivers, like Lando and Oscar, have been pretty much using this break to be like, all right, this may be the only chance either one of us get, so we might as well run at it and see what goes right. I'm for Alpine, for my team, like I said last week, this is the time when mysteriously they started gaining pace. I believe, Pierre had a podium here in the sprint race a couple years ago too. So, I mean, they've done good there before. I feel like this is a race where you're going to see a lot of drivers who really, really needed the brakes take that step up, like Lewis. I think Liam last year had a good race here because I think this is a race Ricardo got injured in last year too. So that's another thing that's going to be pointing their way. I think a lot of improvement throughout the grid. I just think you're going to see a lot of desperation because teams like Alpine, like Haas, Aston Martin, who are trying to gain a couple more points, are going to want to get as many points as possible. So you're going to see a couple of desperate drivers. I don't believe anybody besides the Red Bull family is at risk for losing their jobs. That whole Red Bull, they got 3 seats open pretty much, so they need to figure out what's going on over there. But McLaren-wise, I think you see the fight start to pick up. The one thing that Oscar has done every single race that Lando dominated the year before, he's pretty much caught up to him in a year, which is incredible. So he did it at Miami to take the win there. I want to see how much he's caught up in Zandvoort because this was Lando's best track last year for a reason. So I got to see where he improves on there.
And that was another thing, going back to Cadillac. Bottas and Checo both rejected contracts from Alpine. They both just said, no, we're not going to Alpine. Yeah. Which, makes sense going to Cadillac, but still nobody wants to go to Alpine.
Nobody wants to go there. I have no idea who's going to be in that second seat. To be honest with you, I'd rather have experience or at least somebody there, like I said, that can help Pierre because he needs it.
K-Mag.
Anything at this point. Because I don't really know who's going to be at that second seat. I would think the Mercedes engines may help Alpine a lot, but I mean, when the team's like last on the grid, you can't expect many people to want to be going over there. Like even Flavio can't work that kind of magic apparently.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, going back a little bit to the Cadillac thing, is both drivers driving with a Ferrari engine. Neither one of them have ever driven a Ferrari engine. So that's the only thing that I literally just thought of that, where it's kind of interesting where one's coming from a Red Bull powertrain, the other one's coming from a Mercedes engine. So they've both driven, well, more Bottas more of his entire career, but still the same thing with Checo. Neither one of them have really ever driven a Ferrari engine. So this is a good opportunity for them to show that they can bring the expertise from both of those teams over. But sticking with this one, I don't think Oscar loses his championship. I think McLaren tries to find a way to make him lose his championship, but I don't think Oscar loses his championship on merit.
Yeah, I think with that, Oscar is going to come out strong. I have this feeling that he's already been pissed off. He let the pressure get to him just for a couple races. We saw it. He kind of saw what this championship fight could bring as far as pressure-wise. And even then, it's not at what it could be because he could be racing somebody other than his teammate where things are a lot grittier.
Yeah.
He could be fighting somebody like Lewis or Max or, that's not scared to run him off the track if they have to,
Yeah.
And instead he's fighting Lando, he's fighting his teammate. The team has stepped in a lot. And we've still seen the pressure get to him. So I think after a long break, they're both going to come back strong. But I feel like I've been saying it all season. I think Oscar is the stronger driver mentally. We've seen many races, even when Lando's in the front. I need help. I need pace. Help. He's getting coached through it where Oscar isn't as much. I mean, the team, the engineers are pretty much teamed up with their drivers and they're fighting each other. And we've seen, Lando buckle a few more times than we have Oscar. So I think the break's going to do them well. It probably gets a little bit grittier fighting each other, but I think Oscar is going to come out strong and surprise us. Knock on wood, I hope. Because if I have to choose one, I'm going to choose Oscar to win the championship. Let's be real. They're probably going to wrap up. I've said this many times, but they're probably going to wrap up the Constructors' Championship for good by like Austin, Baku, Singapore, somewhere around there. In about a month and a half, it'll be wrapped up. Season goes till December, so it's very early regardless.
Yeah.
I hope Max comes back strong. I think he needed this break. With all the drama behind Christian Horner, the uncertainty, the drama behind him possibly leaving the team, the car not being anywhere close to where it was even a year ago, much less a year and a half ago when we were in 2023 and he won almost every race. I think the break does him good and he comes back and surprises a little bit, keeps playing spoiler. I see him maybe winning 1 or 2 more races, but I don't see the championship being within grasp at all.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just want to see a couple more wins. Something positive to get out of this season to go into 2026.
Yeah.
But who knows? Yuki and Carlos is where I really want to see better. Yeah, I love Max, and I want to see him do better. He is where he is. He's pulling what he can out of that car. If we could get Yuki to even remotely do what Max is doing, get more into the points, maybe pull a podium, that'd be huge. And Carlos, I think Carlos, he's done well helping Alex and James build what they've built at Williams. Now, I have seen a lot of rumors that him and Alex aren't getting along. I don't know if y'all seen that. The social media team has done a lot to push that they are great teammates and they are getting along, but I've still seen rumors online that the connection just isn't there team-wise.
Yeah. Maybe
that's why we've seen more separation between them as far as like on the track than in the past, what we expected. It could be all nonsense.
Yeah.
Who knows? I think Carlos probably expected more out of this season than he's gotten for himself. The team has looked great, but we've talked about how Alex has been the better driver of the two. So if Carlos can come back strong, pull more out of the Williams and get them more points, get them up into, a solid 5th place.
Yeah.
It'd be huge. Especially when you compare to where they were at last year. I don't think we're going to get much different finishes. I think it's going to be the constant 1-2 McLaren train.
Yeah.
So do we want to get into our predictions?
I think we all know where this is going.
I mean, I feel like we all know. Ivan, do we want to get into predictions, or did you have anything last minute?
I mean, every track but Singapore, I'm confident in McLaren.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the one track where every single Constructors champion does miserably at Singapore. I don't know what it is about that track, but that does seem to be
favorite of Max's. So I am.
No. It tends, even Mercedes. I think Lewis had maybe 2 wins there when they were doing their run for like 8 or 7 years. So even then, like that's not a track for like the fastest team. So besides that, I think you'll see a lot of McLaren 1-2s. I do think some of the other teams close up the gap a little bit, but not because of like them doing any upgrades or anything. I literally think Lando and Oscar are going to get each other's way in the end of this season. I think Lando tries to take the gloves off and it's not going to work. It's a lot different trying to fight someone who's not on your team than who's on your team. It adds an extra layer of like ickiness that you just got to make sure you stay clear of, because we saw it in Canada. When you get together, bad stuff can happen. I mean, they're lucky it wasn't both cars out of the race in Canada.
Absolutely.
So I see a lot more of that. And I mean, no offense, but Lando, you are the more accident prone, or I guess you sinned it a lot more than what Oscar would. Oscar has one move and he's like, I'm going to do this or it's not going to work. Lando's like, YOLO, let's do this. See what happens.
I think we're noting too is, and I not to sound like a homer, but I use Max as a comparison because he's probably the grittiest on the grid when it comes to fighting wheel to wheel. A lot of people call him dirty. A lot of people call him a terrorist. Either way, he's fighting with Max is a different kind of fight when you're, wheel to wheel on the tracks. You look at how Lando has fought Max, and you look at how Oscar has fought Max, especially like the couple times they've come into, fights this year. Oscar does a lot better than Lando has, You see the skill there. You see the for lack of better terms, the grittiness in the driving that it takes to fight somebody like Max. And it looks like Oscar's got the better hand there. So if it come wheel to wheel with them two, my personal, opinion is advantage Oscar,
Yeah.
So we'll get into our predictions. Zandvoort, the Dutch Grand Prix. We're in the Netherlands. Predictions for the 2025 race. Lando won last year. He won by a healthy margin. He said it was simply lovely. Low blow to Max.
Yep.
But it is what it is. Max got his lick back. I don't think Lando wins this year. I do think he comes in second, but I think Oscar pulls off the win. I think it's going to be another McLaren 1-2. like I said, I think Oscar's just ready to. They're both ready to take the gloves off if the team lets them, and I think it's an advantage Oscar right now. Yeah. Oscar gets the win, Lando gets P2, and because it's his home race, Max is gonna find some magic and close out the podium. And because it's his home race, if he hits, finds the magic and hits podium, Max is gonna be driver of the day.
I gotta change mine up. That's basically what Okay, I'll go Lando win. Because I don't know at this point, man. We'll go Lando win. We'll go Oscar second, and we're going Max third. And driver of the day is gonna be Max. We're tied in the points for predicting driver of the day. We're gonna be tied again if Max wins.
Hey, we're gonna have to find a tiebreaker.
Hey, we're gonna have to find a tiebreaker. But yeah, that's mine. I mean, I really can't predict anything else in my mind. I'm just gonna put Max in P3 because it's his home race, and Max is Max. So
yeah.
Since I need to try to catch up, I'm gonna have to go outside the box a little bit. So I have seen it's supposed to be cloudy or possibly raining this weekend in Zandvoort.
Again,
which
FIA has anything to say about
there is one team in particular on the grid that does extremely well when the temperatures go down, which is Mercedes. George Russell's always lingering around, and he's probably the person most excited that we have a title fight besides the fans, because he's like, oh, this is when I shine the best.
Yeah.
So I can't believe I'm saying this, but like I said, I need the points. I'm going George Russell to win for that reason. I have Oscar second, and then I have Max third and Lando fourth. So I don't even have Lando on the podium this race. I think those four are going to be like the four you need to watch out for this weekend. Max home race. George is just going to be over there lurking in P3 for the entire weekend, I feel like, until one of the two McLaren drivers tries to either undercut each other or they do something to affect each other's races. So I don't like George Russell winning would be something that would even shock me, and I'm even predicting it. But still, Mercedes has shown, oddly enough, when the clouds are there, their car turns into a rocket ship as well somehow out of nowhere. So
could be huge for Kimi too, bounce back.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do think Mercedes is going to shine a little bit this weekend. So that would be my podium. But also for my driver of the day, still, like I said earlier, I don't know why, but I'm thinking Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson has done good at this track, even in those wet conditions in 2023 when he made his debut season there. Did incredible. He knows this track. He's raced this track multiple times now. I do think he's going to be, he could be up to P7, P6. So I do think that he's going to have a rebound weekend, so he'd be my driver of the day for sure.
Okay. Well, you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like it's a solid McLaren's going to be up on the podium, possibly winning. The surprise by George, which would be much a surprise because I've talked about it. He's always there, and he's always looking into the podiums and the wins. Max is his home race, so hopefully he pulls off the magic. Any last thoughts before we wrap up our preview of Zandvoort, the Dutch Grand Prix, Cadillac?
Stay tuned for the second half of the season. I think a lot of people are worried it's going to be 1-2, 1-2 the whole weekend. We've seen every end of the season for Formula One, it's never what you predict it will be.
Yeah.
I mean, Brazil last year with Max doing his incredible race, 2 Alpines on the podium. We had a Haas take pole position in Brazil before. Yeah. Like, stuff happens in the second half of the year where you don't expect it to happen. So just because you think it's over with constructors-wise, there's still plenty of stuff to watch.
No, I got nothing.
Got nothing?
Nothing.
I do want to have one more thing, too. Just because we got this number 7 in the draft, by the way, that just means they got less excuses to give us because we still going to be going out there and try to kill it this year. So
oh, yeah.
That's just mean less excuses for the rest of the teams out there on the grid.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much. Like I said, I just hope Max can get another win or two. Preferably his home race would be huge. Maybe he finds some of that Brazil magic back in Brazil. I don't know. It's gonna be a fun second half of the season. I'm ready to get back into the watch parties, watching the races.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for Austin because I'll be there. There's nothing like attending an F1 Grand Prix weekend in person. My first time was last year, and I'm already looking forward to this year's. So that'll happen this half of the season here in Austin. Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to wrap up the season, see where the championships go, see where Max ends up, and go from there.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. As always, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time, we are going to be doing our fantasy draft brought to you by Personalized here for all of your favorite Apollo podcasts, aka us around the circuit. Come watch us draft in number 7 and pick a winning team so that we can take home the Personalized trophy.
Lucky number 7
at the end of the football season.
Oh yeah,
because that's what we're here for. We're here to win. We're like Max. We're here to win, and that's all that matters.
That would be simply lovely.
Simply lovely.
All right.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all our socials. Apollo HOU, around the circuit. All the links are down in the description. Shout out to our other sponsors: Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. You zing, we zang, we all zing responsibly. And Big City Wings, Apollo's Wing Joint, Houston's Wing Joint, your Wing Joint. Get you some good grub. Until next week, we'll review, recoup, and cover everything that happens in Zandvoort and predict Monza, because Monza is the very next weekend. And yeah, happy racing, folks. We're out. See you next week. Peace.
Don't forget those Alpine applications.